Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you the NCL catch-up. Um, I recorded the draft analysis and then didn't record a single game for 5 weeks because I took some time off. So I'm going to brush through these 5 weeks so I can hopefully play week 6 and record it. But anyways, you can check out the draft analysis. We start off playing Revan here. I believe I was banded. You can see it was 26th is when I played this game, so it's been over a month. I believe it was banded Melmetal, Scarf Zera. I don't remember Talonflame. Oh, it was Special Talonflame. It was Life Orb, Kingdra. It was a Trapper, Politoed, and then Boots, Krogonal, I think. So, I end up leading Zeraora versus the Skarmory. I CC'd predicting Mamoswine. I should have just stayed in him Plasma Fisted or Volt Switched. Politoad's going to come in here. I'm going to try and trap the Skarmory. Instead, the Vape comes in. I go ahead and Toxic as he flip turns into Gallade. Gallade's going to Mega Evolve and Rock Slide me, predicting the Talonflame to want to come in. I end up Encoring into that so I can go to Kingdra, which unfortunately Vape comes back in. I get Krogonal out on the field and defog the rocks away. Another Toxic, and Krogonal is, stupidly frail. So get Politoed back in so I can try and exploit the rain, and I miss a Whirlpool. So that's always fun when you miss a Whirlpool. I get Melmetal in for Thunder Punching, predicting the Skarmory to come in. I go for it to a second time. Definitely was banded. I go for Thunder Punch here as Nasty Plot comes off. I go back into Politoed to give myself rain against this stupid thing. It'll kill Politoed, but that'll get me Kingdra, which even in the rain I'm not too slow. I do get a crit on my Draco, which definitely helps. And then I go for Hurricane to kill the Vaporeon. In comes Rabombi to Moonblast and kill me. I see that it's Scarfed. I go Talonflame. I miss Hurricane. That was Gale Wing's Hurricane miss. Had I hit that, Rabombi dies. Now I know it's Scarf because it's faster. That's 2 Hurricane misses where Rabombi would be dead. And 3 Hurricane misses. I hit one of those Hurricanes and Mamoswine or Hydreigon or Gallade is forced to come in on me, taking the damage, or taking a bunch of damage. So I go into Melmetal and I double Iron Bash to kill this. Unfortunately, Mamoswine comes in, kills me. I go Zeraora and I am Scarfed into CC to kill the Mamoswine. He does not realize that I'm Scarfed. Hang on. My mom brought me a s'more. That's why I looked over. So I'm going to pause for a second and enjoy this while it's hot, and then I'll come back. Alright, that was a surprisingly good s'more. Anyways, I'm stuck in close combat. I don't think he realized that I was Scarfed. Close combat specifically for, Scarfed Hydreigon was my concern. But close combat ends up killing the Hydreigon. Had I gone with Life Orb like I had originally intended, I could have play roughed and killed this thing right off the bat. Unfortunately, I couldn't because I was stuck in CC, but yeah. 1 Hurricane miss, and it cost me. So, obviously close combat's going to do nothing to something that resists it so much, so. But yeah, Revan got the win. GG's. I would like a rematch in playoffs where I don't miss a frickin' Hurricane. Or if I just brought in physical Talonflame like a normal person instead of trying to make Hurricane and the Rain work. Week 2 brought full rain again. I believe I was Specs this time on Kingdra. I think I was Physical Talonflame again. Zero Aura was a Calm Mind special set, I believe, with Grass Knot, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and Calm Mind, if I remember correctly. I believe Politoed was another Trapper set. Scrafty was Dragon Dance setup. And I think it was a Stealth Rock Swampert. This is versus Johnson, by the way. I was definitely Spadef Toad. My Lodic comes in. I go for Whirlpool and miss. Go for Whirlpool and miss. So, that's 6 misses in 2 weeks. 3 Whirlpools, 3 Hurricanes. Oh no, I think I was Assault Vest Scrafty, actually. In comes Mudsdale, back into Politoed. I think I was Boots on my Talonflame again. Set my own rocks. Critical hit, unfortunately, on Scrafty. This just goes back and forth, round and round. Zera comes in. I believe I get my Calm Mind up. I do. Scouts the Grass Knot. I am Life Orb, which sucks. Politoed comes back in. I chunk an Ice Beam, but he's gonna switch into my Lodic. And look at that, I missed a third freaking Whirlpool this week. Kingdra can't do anything. My Lodic's just breaking my team apart. I go for Perish Song just to force it out. I'm going to die to Toxic before that happens. Thunderbolt. Did not see that coming. I was Physical Talonflame. But I get rid of the Super Chunky Boy. There, I gotta get rid of this thing for Rain to have any sort of chance. I'm just going to Perish Song because I want this thing to switch out. I hit the Whirlpool. Doesn't really matter because he can just flip turn me. Aegislash comes in as I go Swampert. Earthquake predicting, which sucks. I go for Liquidation. Foul Play kills. In comes Zera Aura. Go for the Calm Mind. Foul Play does a hefty chunk because Zera Aura has a strong physical attack stat. Thunderbolt's going to kill this. Aegislash is going to come in. I'm going to Thunderbolt. I'm not going to kill it. I do get a Paralysis, though. Stance Change doesn't do anything. Kingdra's going to come in. Specs into Draco Meteor. Kills the King's Guard. And that's it, because I am Spexed into it. So, I lose to Johnson 3-0. There wasn't really much I could do that game. I just got worn down by Milotic, and bringing Rain and a bunch of special attackers versus a Regice was just really dumb on my part. Like, incredibly dumb on my part. So, 0-2, -4. Going in against Rudiger in his stupid Wish Fish. I believe I was Speed Pass Scully, AV Goodra, Banded Melmetal, I want to say. Talonflame was probably the Heavy Duty Boots, Physical Gale Wings. I believe I was Physical Zera with Knock, Play Rough, Volt Switch, and Plasma Fist. And then Scrafty, I don't remember what Scrafty was, but I lead Scrafty because everything outside of Coco was fine. I was banded, okay. I went for Poison Jab, predicting to stay in, potentially. Mega Bayonet just being a pain in my ass. Zera Aura being crippled didn't help. I go to Melmetal and dumbly let him click Destiny Bond. I should have switched into something else. Oh, I was Mix Zera. That's what I was, because I had the Grass Knot as well. Go down to the burn. Scrafty's going to come in and get a knockoff. Resto Chesto. Scrafty going to take a miss the player off, which was huge. I went for knockoff, which was stupid. I should have just poison jabbed. Like, I really should have just poison jabbed. Find out it's Assault Vest. Obviously, player up's going to kill me. I go into Scully. I poison jab. I mean, I can't break the Wish Fish at this point with Zero Aura down. So I'm going to try and set spikes until I kill. Or just so I can get spikes damage on something. Because I believe I was just spikes and that might have been it. Goes for the Protect. Goodra. Oh yeah, this was physical Goodra. I Thunder Punch. It's not going to do anything. It's Rocky Helmet. So I just Outrage. Losing my Assault Vest. I just keep outraging till I die, pretty much. Because this stupid fish just... Rocky Helmet. Yeah, this stupid fish just Rocky Helmet stalls me. Talonflame, at this point I gave up. So I was just clicking Tailwind. Because I wanted him to kill me, and he refused to kill me. He just kept wish stalling on me. It's like, dude, just kill me. Thank you, and we're done. So I was not in a good like headspace when this game was going on. Really, really upset at the time with how things were going. It just not a good place to be. So, but we're now 0-3 minus 8. And we come into Savage, so... sorry, Jed is, messaging me about WWC. Because he took over a team for me. NCL WWC works. But yeah, this was Contrary Lurantis with Leaf Storm knock off, or yeah, Leaf Storm knock, Superpower, and it was carrying an Assault Vest, and I'm trying to remember what its last attack was. Talonflame was Brave Bird, Gale Wings, Zero Aura was physical. I think it was just my normal like CC Volt Switch, Thunderbolt Knock set. Politoed was Swift Swim Trapper, I believe. Swampert was standard Swampert with Ice Punch. Liquidation, Earthquake, and I don't remember the fourth move. And I'm pretty sure it was Bulk Up Scrafty this week. I don't honestly remember the Scrafty set. Zera versus Torn was a great lead. I go for the knockoff on Mega Steelix, which was just a bad idea. Earthquakes does a chunk to me. Torn T comes in, and I Weather Ball doing a chunk back. Oh yeah, it was Weather Ball Toad. Hurricanes me as I go for Toxic to try and keep this thing on a timer. I go Swampert, taking a ton of damage to Tornadus from Tornadus. And in comes the Coon as I go for a Liquidation. Not doing a whole lot. I do get a good defense drop there, though. In comes Lurantis. Misses a Hurricane as I knock off and get rid of the heavy-duty boots. I switch into Politoed to put the rain back up. Obviously, it's going to take my rain out of play, but Coon comes in, I go Lurantis, and now it's time to just start firing off attacks. He goes for Swords Dance as I knock off, taking away the Eviolite. Crush Claw doing a ton, but I do get a defense boost because of the Contrary from Crush Claw. Now this next turn, I'm not sure what happened. Because a Swords Danced type null did 68% to Lurantis with Crush Claw. So being at neutral, it should only do, 34% max and ends up killing me, which sucked, but I do CC to take out the type null. In comes the Steelix as I go into Scrafty. And I close combat the Urshifu, which was a great prediction. Oh, then I sack Swampert. Yep. I was Choppleberry on my Scrafty, specifically for this thing. So I could come back in and get the kill on it myself. Gengar comes in, kills me. I go Zero Aura. I knock off, which I should have just CC'd. There were multiple times where I needed to just, like, CC. Had I just CC'd a couple of times, Steelix would have been weakened to the point where Talonflame, Fire Blast probably would have killed. And I wouldn't have died here. Scarf Gengar was always going to be a problem. But I do end up knocking off the Steelix, killing it. In comes Suicune, going for the damage he needs in order for Scarf Gengar to win. Which sucked. If I just CC'd that Steelix and still had Talonflame's Gale Wings intact, because I was Hurricane again, it would have come down to if I could have hit a Hurricane versus Gengar, which if I did hit Hurricane versus Gengar, I would have put Gengar in range, possibly, for Zero Aura. But several times where I clicked knockoff there, I needed to just hit CC and put as much damage in on that Steelix as possible. So, 0 and 4 -9 going into week 5. And we are playing the New Mexican Lotads and Nathan, I believe. I forgot. I made a bunch of transactions here, so let me go into... I can't because the stats are there. I ended up dropping Kraganol for Galarian Mr. Mime. I dropped Kingdra for Goodra, which I forgot to mention when Goodra was in earlier. I dropped Melmetal for Jirachi. I dropped Aromatisse for Golisopod, and I dropped Credilli for something else, which I can't think of off the top of my head. Leagues. I've used up all 5 transactions already. But I do feel like the team is better now that I've used those 5 transactions. So let me take a look and see what I ended up dropping. Oh, Lurantis, that was the other one. I dropped Credilli for Lurantis. So Kraganol for Galarian Mr. Mime, Goodra for Kingdra, Jirachi for Melmetal, Lurantis for Credilli, and Golisopod for Aromatisse. So that is where we sit with the team now going forward. So I brought Banded Golisopod just because my opponent's team was really, really bad versus Banded Golisopod. It kind of just got a kill with first impression. CC for Pharaoh, Poison Jab for Mega Audino because it would be 2-shot. Jirachi was T-Wave Shenanigans. I believe Zero Aura was Expert Belt because he had a lot of flying types on his team, and Zero Aura kind of just went in. Goodra being Assault Vest again. Scolipede being Subtoxic Protect. Yeah, I know. No. Wasn't Subtoxic Protect, was it? Yes, it was. It was Subtoxic Protect Infestation. I'm pretty sure that's the set. And then Galarian Mr. Mime was Encore Trick with a Choice Scarf, and Freeze Dry and Rapid Spin for hazard removal. It was mainly so I could disable this Reuniclus because I had just gotten beat by a Mew that was Cosmic Power setup. So I wanted to stop Reuniclus from Cosmic Power setup or Calm Mind setup on me by tricking it. So I lead Galarian Mr. Mime. I do taunt the Ferrothorn, which was very risky to stay in and do that. I make the dumb mistake of going into a special wall against the Ferrothorn. As soon as I see the recover, I started getting very worried about the Reuniclus. If it's carrying recover, it's probably Magic Guard, not regen. And it's going to be the setup set, so I kind of knew, okay, I need to get Mr. Mime in on this thing when I can. And that's why I switched it out versus the Ferrothorn being in. You saw the Goodra Dragon Tail to try and phase that thing out, so Draw Ball to Jirachi does nothing. I go for Rocks against Seeds. Reuniclus comes back in. I go for Fire Punch. I make the hard play into Mr. Mime, and there is the Iron Defense. And I go for Trick on the Iron Defense. Luckily, my opponent stayed in. Then I see Calm Mind. So now I know this thing is stored power, and it's stuck in whatever it's doing. I taunt to try and make it, struggle, but Reuniclus keeps coming back in. It's pretty much, useless at this point. Jirachi's just here to do whatever damage it can. He unfortunately does miss a Will-O-Wisp, misses 2 as I go back into Galarian Mr. Mime. I taunt the Reuniclus. That thing basically is useless. I did Freeze Dry here. I kind of wish I had taunted, but in comes Scully. And Scully's going to be degenerate here for a little bit. We spend a lot of turns with Scolipede just being a degenerate. I did not know Iron Barbs got triggered by Infestation, so something to learn, but yeah, I pretty much just sit here and I'm chipping down this Ferrothorn as much as I can. Alternating between his Leech Seed turns and sub-protecting. When I'm behind a substitute, I shouldn't have protected. I should have just let the sub go down to do more damage. But I get lucky there. I can now protect for another substitute, blocking Leech Seeds. Unfortunately, he is out of that range. Now, this is where things got scary, was Greninja got the Battle Bond. I go into Golisopod and First Impression, and switch out. See the Roost. Again, Blob just keeps coming back in. Iron Head for flinching. Ferrothorn comes back in, gets Iron Barbs on me. I go ahead and just Fire Punch, I believe. Yeah. So it becomes a game of what's he going to switch in. He goes into the Reuniclus on the Fire Punch. That's going to be clean enough damage to kill. And that's down. And once again, I got to sack to Greninja in order to bring in Golisopod, which this time I close combated, predicting the Ferrothorn to come in. I'm not going to stay in because I need Golisopod to beat the Greninja. My Plasma Fist, take out Scyther. Ferrothorn comes in, protects to see what I'm doing. I'm going to close combat. Go for the knockoff this time to try and take away the lefties. Should have just close combated, but close combat this time. Okay, Ferrothorn's down, so now Golisopod's pretty much free to click First Impression repeatedly. I'm going to sack Galarian Mr. Mime because it's got no business left this game, and Zeraora and Golisopod can win me this game. He does switch into the Swellow and defogs. I just Thunderbolt and take Swellow out. Rotom Fan comes in. Goodra's going to go ahead and Thunderbolt this thing a couple of times. My opponent leaving Ashgren open like that really screwed him because it's now a 2v3. I just go Golisopod, I First Impression, I kill the Rotom. Greninja comes in, I go Zeraora as a sack. I go right back in First Impression. So, Golisopod First Impression really coming in clutch. I've learned to really love banded First Impression mons, so. But yeah, we are 1-4, -8 going into week 6 of NCL. We're 13th, so we got a long road to climb to get back into contention. So, but thank you guys for watching. We're caught up on NCL. I'm going to try to start uploading NCL again, as well as uploading WWC and all that. So I will see you guys next time.